Go ahead.
Kyle, with Debo, do you have any idea on the extent of that, and just given how much time he missed the last time he got
Yeah, I mean, it happened the first play, and you could tell just talking to him. I know we'll MRI and look at it tomorrow, but didn't look good.
Hey, Kyle, Nick obviously rallied a little bit, but did you have any thoughts of pulling him after the pick six?
Yeah, I did after the pick six. It wasn't all Nick. We didn't play good around him either. But I did after the pick six. But I want to give CJ a chance to warm up, and so he was warming up during the next drive. And during the next drive, Nick made some big third downs, and we went down there and scored. So after he took us on a scoring drive, I changed my mind. You're on mute,
Unmute,
Cam.
Cameron,
Sorry.
there you go.
Obviously, the fumble return was concerning in the first half, but that third quarter interception to end it, how disappointing was that to see in that situation where you guys really could have seized momentum there?
Extremely disappointing. And the way our defense is playing versus that offense, you have a very good chance to win, as long as you just don't turn the ball over. And for us, turning the ball over 3 times, them get 17 points off of it. Two, without our defense even having to go off on the field, was borderline the backbreaker.
On that last series in particular, Montez Sweat seemed to overpower Mike McGlinchey a couple of times. We talked to Mike about his weight, about his play strength, that sort of stuff throughout the season. Do you see that as an issue, as something he may have to work on in the off season? Get, I don't know, bigger, over 300 pounds?
I mean, his weight does fluctuate. I think he was lighter this year, but I mean that stuff we'll talk about at the end of the season, and hopefully have an off season to be able to figure out whatever's best for him. I didn't see exactly what happened on that. I'm looking down the field, but they got a good D line, and we got in situations where they could tee off a little bit, which puts a challenge on our whole line. But obviously we got to do better and find a way to avoid that penalty.
Nick seems to do much better in the first series or so of the game where you're scripted. Is there anything that changes with him? Is there something that like he has trouble getting over in those later plays?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's any. I think it's pretty random. I mean, I wouldn't say it's just because plays some are scripted and some aren't. We had adjusted a number of things. It was in Debo early. We missed a few opportunities, I thought, in the first half, and when you miss those, it gets harder as it goes. You don't keep getting those again. I thought, Nick missed a few open throws today where he can do better. But I think the main thing was just the turnovers. That's what we got to eliminate, and that's what we haven't done a good job of this year, and especially on offense. And without a doubt, that starts with me before anyone else.
Eddie, you just mentioned your plans changed a little bit, but how much? I mean, can you say how much you had to deviate from your initial plan with Debo getting out? I would imagine he was going to get a lot of touches in that game.
Yeah, we pretty big, and we felt pretty big about Debo from that first play on, and then he lost a pretty big element, but it's not why we lost today. I mean, with the way our defense played, obviously Debo's a huge part of us and would have helped a ton, but that wasn't why we lost.
It really seemed like receivers had trouble holding on to the ball. Obviously you haven't evaluated the film, but how do you deal with that frustration during the game and move past it, and why do you think that was such an issue today?
I mean, we had a bad day with that. It wasn't one person, it seemed like a number of them. That was a frustrating thing today. No matter what happened or what kept going, I mean, whether it was a bad call or when there was an open guy, whether it was a missed throw or when it wasn't, I thought we had a number of more drops than we usually have. And then I thought we struggled with some big penalties too. So we were not clean today offensively. And regardless, I think we would have found a way to win if we don't turn the ball over. So there's a number of things today just from an execution standpoint that I got to be very hard on this week. And you can't expect to win many games when you're like that.
Kind of a broad question, but I mean, has this been the most frustrating season in terms of just everything that's happened that you've seen in your coaching career?
Yeah, probably. It's been different, but I think it's been different for the whole league. So I'm not sitting here trying to throw a pity party. It's been different for everybody. But it's a combination of things that's been a little bit unusual. But I also know when you have no chance, and well, we can play a lot better than we did today. And I believe, I'm not taking anything away from Washington. I really respect that football team right now, what Ron's doing and how hard they're playing. But I know we could have done better today.
Now, did you go in this game with any kind of rush running game ideas, run the ball 30 times, run the ball more the other team? And also, Jarrett McKinnon, why didn't he get in the game very much or even at all that I saw?
I mean, we've gotten all our backs back, and we've been trying to go with Jeff Wilson and Raheem as our 1-2. That's why Tevin hasn't gotten in much either. Just Raheem and Jeff have kind of earned that, and they've been our top guys here, especially with Tevin not fully back. And Jet carried the load for us while those guys were all out, which took a toll on him. But he dresses every week because we'll use him if need be. Still on third down, he does some things for us, and we won't hesitate to put him in there. But we're going with those other guys today. And yeah, I'm always trying to run it that much, and it's when you end up passing a little bit, it makes it a lot more chance for bad things to happen. And I thought we had to today. We did make some good plays. I also thought we did it with the run too. But then the difference in the game is when you do get that balance, you still got to come down with those explosives. And I thought we missed too many of them. And when we did go for them a couple times, it led to a few turnovers, which we couldn't overcome.
All right, folks, thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, folks, we have Nick here.
Hey Nick, it's Cam here.
Hey, what's up?
Nick, can you just go over the pick six throw, what you were trying to see to use check over on the sideline?
Yeah, I was just trying to find my outlet, and I was trying to get the ball to the outlet before the defender got there. But I just got to protect the ball and can't make that crucial mistake.
And I wanted to ask about that too. It seemed like Kyle, bolted downfield at a certain point. I mean, is that a case of you and he having to read the coverage the same way, and obviously that not having happened?
Yeah, I mean, but you're just trying to make a play to get rid of the ball, and it's just a mishap that happened. But I just got to protect the ball and can't make that type of mistake that changes the game.
Branch.
They showed you, and obviously, I mean, not surprising, you looked very frustrated, upset after the pick six. How did you kind of settle yourself after that type of play, and obviously play better in the fourth quarter?
Oh yeah, you just always answer back. You have to be relentless, resilient, and always keep fighting. And that's what I'll always do, no matter what the situation is. Focus on the details, keep fighting, focus on the next play, and just keep pushing to be better.
Hey Nick, this is I think 7 straight games with at least 2 turnovers for you guys. What is the frustration level with that, and what can be done to fix that issue?
Yeah, it's just focus on the details, working during the week, and just taking care of the football. At some point, it has to be done to give this team a chance to win. And if you turn the ball over, you're not going to win football games, and that's really, that's what it comes down to.
It seems like during the scripted plays, the first quarter, you tend to do a little bit better, and then sometimes in the second quarter, there seems to be a little bit of a fall off in your production. Can you explain why that happens, or is there anything in particular that goes on then?
I don't think so. I think every game is different, but you just focus on what you can control. And I have to make the routine plays. As an offense, we didn't make routine plays that kept us on the field. And once you're not making routine plays, you're behind the sticks, and it creates unfortunate situations. So it's all collective as far as you make routine plays, then you're staying on the field, you're not in tough situations, and that's just playing smart football and just executing at a high level. And that's what I didn't and we didn't do today.
Nick, Kyle was in there saying he was thinking about bringing CJ in after the pick six. Did you know that? And was that at all I guess you wanted to square the drive. Was that all on your mind when you went down and had the scoring drive the next possession?
No, I didn't know that. We did not discuss that. But at that point, you're worried on the football game. Every time you're out there, it's a new opportunity, and that's what you're focused on, and just leading the offense.
We'll do one more with Cam, and then we got Raheem.
Nick, I just want to get your impressions of what you thought about Washington's defensive line and Chase Young in particular, how well they were able to pressure you throughout the game.
Yeah, they're a good team. I feel like if we would have protected the football, I felt like we would have won the football game. But as far as their guys up front, they're very talented. Obviously, Chase Young's a very good player. And you can notice the speed from the start. I threw a screen pass in the first quarter, and he ran down from the D-line spot and made the tackle. And that's kind of when I noticed. I was like, yeah, he's actually pretty fast. So, yeah, they're good players.
All right, thanks, Nick. We're going to bring Raheem up here.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
What's going on, everybody?
All right, Jennifer.
Like he had a little bit of an injury scare there in the beginning of the game, and tell us what happened.
Yeah, I was just running outside zone, and I was running the ball downhill and got hit. Got a little little doozy there, but got clear from the concussion protocol and stuff like that. And yeah, with the ankle and stuff like that too, you know. But it is what it is. I managed to fight back, bounce back, and you know I'm feeling good still right now. So I just want to continue to keep pressing it within the game.
Hey, Raheem, I'm sure you're frustrated, all of you guys are frustrated with all the turnovers over the last 7 or so games. On a day like today, how much more frustrating is it just given the effort you got from your defense?
Yeah, I mean it's very frustrating. You know, you don't want to have those turnovers, and for us to go out there and the defense did an unbelievable job. You know, one stopping the offense, you know, holding them under so many yards, and then two getting some turnovers so that way we can get the ball back. And you know, the time possession and all that stuff was in our favor. But when you go out there and turn the ball over and get 17 points right away, you know, without the defense even having to, you know, make a stop other than that field goal, then it's a little bit more pressure on us, and you know, that's something that we have to focus on throughout practice this week and continue to minimize those turnovers.
Raheem, you know, you guys came into Arizona sort of hoping for this run into the playoffs, and it's gone sideways and not how you expected. How do you sort of stay sane and you know, stay motivated and not get, you know, dejected by this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's sad that, you know, we're in these circumstances, but you know, we got to look at the glass half full. We have the ability to go out there each week and put it on the line for this organization and for this team, and you know, personally for yourselves. And so you know, we have to just make sure that we understand that you know, this is not a vacation. This is not a retreat. This is we're here to get a job done. And that's the end of the discussion. You know, you don't want to have to go in here and feel like you have to do too much. You know, especially with the playoffs right there. You just got to control what you can control and go out there and give it your all and you know, get those wins.
Raheem, just speaking about the season, the entire season in general, how would you describe just the frustration you're feeling and maybe your teammates are feeling?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's tough. You know, just the whole 2020 has been tough, not only for myself but for everybody. You know, a lot of people had to make sacrifices. A lot of people had to, you know, do their part and step up at the same time. So you know, it's very frustrating when we go out here and, you know, we try to do our best, but we don't get the end result, which is the W. And you know, you got to go out there and be critical of yourself. I know I am when I go back to the hotel and look at the game. You know, and I'm gonna go back and do what I got to do to make sure, you know, I'm providing for, you know, the next man right beside me. And it's one of those things where, like I said, you got to just go back and look yourself in the mirror and be critical of yourself, because at the end of the day, you know, that's all you really have, especially in a time like this.
One more, please.
Hey, Raheem, I'm sure once you got it going last year, you guys just expected to win and maybe dominate people. Has it been, you know, hard to have that mindset when you just don't have, you know, obviously some star players and haven't had some of those star players for most of the year?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I tell people this, you know, we've had injuries and stuff like that. We've had guys that have been out due to COVID, but we've also had guys step up. And last year, I mean, we didn't have COVID, but we did have guys injured, and we did have guys step up. So the mentality doesn't change, but at the same time, you know, we can't look at it as, hey, this year compared to last year is completely different. Every year is a new year. I could say the same thing about COVID. Last year, hey, everybody was living wonderful. Then this year, the pandemic happened. You know, you just never know. So you just got to go into this thing and make sure that you understand the certain situations and handle it like a man. And I think that's what we're all doing. But, you know, it just takes everybody. You know, you can't look at it as me, I. We got to go out there and we got to produce.
All right, thanks, Raheem. We got Javon here.
Thank you, guys.
Great way to end it. Thank you. Huh? Yeah, you can pull it down if you want. All right, folks, we have Javon. All right, we got Tracy. You can go to Tracy.
What's the level of frustration when the defense plays so well and then you guys just aren't able to get it done on offense?
Man, it's really not no frustration. You know, it's football. Things happen. You know, you just got to roll with the punches, and you know, it's just what it is. It's just football. But you know, just control what you can control, and just keep rolling. You know.
Yvonne, what have you learned about your fellow rookie teammate, first-round pick, Brandon Ayuk, throughout this whole season?
Oh, he the man. You know, you ain't got to speak too much on that. You already know what's going on. You see what's going on yourself. He the man, no doubt.
Javon, would you say that your defensive group is a group that likes the responsibility of the game resting on your shoulders? You like going out there and the game being on?
Hands down. You know,
partner?
I feel like that's the mind. That should be the mindset every week. You know, we should think that we got our backs against the wall every week, and you know that's how we should play. But I felt like as a whole we played very, very aggressive. You know, as a whole defense. Fred went down. Z's came in and did his thing. You know, Greenlaw came. Well, Greenlaw, you know, he always do what Greenlaw do. But you know, Z, like, you know, it was just no drop off. I felt like, you know.
Hey, Javon, what was the message from the coaches and the team this week following the struggles last week entering this game for the defense?
Say one more time.
What was the theme this week from the coaches for the defense following the Bills game and the struggles in that game?
I mean, the theme is the same every week. Win.
All right. Thanks, Javon. We're going to go to Brandon.
Hey, Brandon, can you just kind of take us through that second half as you guys were attempting to make a comeback? Kind of just what the vibe was like in the huddle, what you guys were talking about?
The vibe was go score. We felt like we had everything in front of us, and a great opportunity to come back and take over that game in the second half. But mistakes with the team again.
Brandon, you guys have had a couple of games this year where the offensive game plan has to be altered on the fly. I'm thinking about the Green Bay game earlier this year that you couldn't take part in. Was this the same way as far as Debo, and you know this was going to be a big game for him, and then he pulls the hamstring on the first play?
Oh yeah, Debo. Every game going into the game, believing Debo's going to have a big game. And when he went down early in the game, it was just pretty much just continue to play. Didn't change too much, but it's just who's going to step up in his absence. Guys came in. Richie did a good job. Eric did a good job when they came in. So it was just continue on what we had planned. We felt like we still were in a good spot. But like I said, mistakes for the team again.
Sorry, maybe after loss isn't the right time for this question, but do you, this has been easy, but has the transition to the NFL maybe been easier than you expected, particularly given you're going to have the off-season program and no preseason games and all that?
Definitely wouldn't say it was easy. Been through a whole lot of stuff in this season so far. But I would say it's just a credit to who we have in this building, the players that we have, and the coaches that we have, being able to help with that, with not having an off season in preseason games, and being able to get players that didn't get to go through those things up to speed. So I would say that's the main thing.
Brandon, can you walk us through what happens when Debo goes out, let's say on the first play? How does that
I was on the field, so I wasn't really sure what was going on the sideline. But in the huddle, it was just our guy went down, so let's pick him up, make plays for him.
Last one to Tracy.
Brandon, you said it a couple times, some mistakes for the team. What can you guys do this week that you haven't been able to do the last couple weeks to correct that in practicing?
It's a new week. We have Monday and Tuesday to look at it, and I think it's just every individual doing their own job, and nobody worrying about the next person. Nobody worrying about what anybody else has going on. But every individual just worrying about their own jobs and just try to come out here next Sunday on the road and clean it up. So, like you said, it's football. We have another opportunity, and we just try to clean that up.
All right. Thanks, Brandon. We got Jason up next.
Fuck. Tracy.
We good?
Jason, would you say that your defensive group is one that likes the responsibility of having to win the game on your shoulders?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what it's about. Obviously defense wins championships. Today I thought the defense played really well. I wish Jimmy would have got that interception right there. Would have probably put us in a good situation to get some points on the board.
Hi, Jason. I think on your interception, you guys only rushed 3. When you drop 8 back into coverage like that, does that give you an opportunity to kind of pray and take more chances on balls like that?
Well, yeah. I mean, it was just a lot of film study that we did this week, as far as in the back end, and just trying to communicate as much as possible. We knew Alex liked to take certain shots, and that just happened to be one of the plays that I made a play on.
Anybody else? Oh, we go to Eric and Cam. No, you got 2 more.
Oh.
We'll do these 2 more, guys.
Hey, Jason, I don't know, excuse me, I don't know if you guys, could tell or knew that Alex wasn't quite himself. But, regardless of that, and then when Haskins came in, was there a level of confidence in the secondary they weren't going to threaten you guys too much?
Well, we know that Alex, he's a dink and dunk type of quarterback. Likes to just take what you can give him. So all throughout the week, we just, kept reiterating about keeping everything in front of us.
Cam?
Jason, for the last few weeks, we've been kind of pulling along this playoff thing that you guys are still in it. With only 3 games to go, obviously it's looking a lot darker now. So how has the team talked about that? And what's the overall mood of that locker room?
We just got to win. At the end of the day, we got 3 games left. We got to find a way to try to, win out. But, it starts next week with Dallas and, try to get a W.
All right, thanks, JV. We've got Kerry Hyder. Fire away, folks. Jennifer?
Kerry, would you say that your defensive group as a whole likes the responsibility of putting the win on your shoulders?
Absolutely. We just try to do whatever's needed. It's a team game, and we just try to do our part, and our part is to play good defense.
Branch? Oh, he ducked off. Go to Cam.
I got it. Kerry, can you just tell us, when the offense turns the ball over, pick 6 or whether it's a fumble recovery, how deflating was that to you guys on defense, or how much did you try to rally and pick them up?
We just try to rally. We have our offenses back. No matter the situation, like I said before, it's a team game, and it's not always going to be perfect. And our job is to play good defense, and whenever you have an opportunity, that's what we want to do.
where do you go from here as far as, resetting and coach's mentality?
You be professionals. Every time we go out there, it's about giving our best effort, no matter the circumstances. And as a team, we're going to come together, and no matter what, we're going to finish strong.
Hey, Kerry, it seemed that you guys got a lot more pass rush than last today. What was the message after that loss to Buffalo, just amongst the defensive linemen heading into this game?
We take it hard. We obviously didn't play well enough in the Buffalo game, and we didn't play well enough tonight. Whenever we can get to the quarterback, it helps the team, and we felt like we played okay, but we didn't get the win, so it wasn't good enough.
Last one, Jennifer.
Gary, you've been in a couple different locker rooms. What would you say that this one is like, especially when facing adversity like you are?
It's a family atmosphere, man. We're brothers, and we have each other's back. And we're going to keep fighting, we're going to keep working, and we're going to finish strong.
All right, thanks, Kerry.
Thank you.
We got Sherm up next. Fire away.
Richard, a couple of the guys have been in there already talking about how your group on defense likes to have the responsibility of the game on your shoulders. What does that say about this group?
Yeah, I mean that's the way we're built, and we didn't do enough tonight. We didn't create enough turnovers. We didn't create enough disruption. We didn't give our offense short fields. So we'll look at the tape. We'll try to correct some things. We had some opportunities. Everybody's going to look at the tape critically, and we're going to try to get it corrected.
Richard, can you take us through the second half in terms of, it looked like Jimmy Ward almost had an interception there, and whether you guys thought you actually might have a comeback in store?
Yeah, we believe we're going to win the whole time. I think that there were a couple plays in there. There's right before the half, there's a missed pass interference call where they tackled KB, where the ref literally watched it happen and said, oh, the quarterback didn't throw. It was just a few unfortunate things. There was, obviously that play where Jimmy controlled it, didn't use the ground to control it. And at the end of the day, I mean, that should have been a turnover, but, when things aren't going your way, you can't complain, you can't make excuses, you just got to keep playing hard. It's just unfortunate because Jimmy's having a heck of a season. That would have been a huge play in the game.
Just overall for you personally, having dealt with the injuries and obviously the expectations coming into the season being what they were and where you guys are now, just how would you describe the frustration, and is this the most frustrating season you've ever had?
I mean, it's really not that frustrating. It's unfortunate. You can't control injuries. All you can control is your attitude and your effort, and that's what we're bringing every week. We played as hard as we could. You can't worry about what happens on the other side of the ball on special teams. You can only control what your group does. We fighting and playing as hard as we can, and regardless of the circumstances, we're eating it and we're coming back and we're fighting as hard as we can. I mean, you're disappointed because you had high expectations, but at the end of the day, you appreciate the opportunity we get to play with the men that we're playing with, and we go out there and fight every week, and we will continue that.
Richard, I don't know if you guys knew, that Alex wasn't quite right, but whether he was in or Haskins was in, were you fairly confident they weren't going to really threaten you guys much in the secondary?
That's not something we think about. We played hard. We try to cover everybody. We try to get things done. We try to limit the passing yards. Our pass rush did a great job. Kerry and Eric and Dion and Kinlaw and all those guys who did a great job putting pressure on him. Fred, when we brought pressure. At the end of the day, we're just trying to contain them and make sure we give our offense the ball in a great position.
All right, thanks, Sherm. We got Trent Williams here. He'll be our last player for the day.
Hey, Trent, this is 7 straight games you guys
guys had 2+ turnovers. What is the frustration level with that, and particularly what was it like today when the defense gave you such an effort?
Yeah, it's disappointing, man. You know, in this league, teams are too good to win when you're giving them the ball. You know, our defense did a heck of a job, I believe. You know, I think they surrendered only 6 points, 2 field goals. The other 17 points was on us. They scored 14, and we gave them the ball in field goal position. So it's impossible to win when, you know, the defense is scoring points for their offense. And, you know, like I said, it's disappointing.
What were your impressions of Chase Young, and how different is it to face somebody as opposed to just sort of scouting what you see on film?
Say that again?
What was your impressions of Chase Young, and how, I mean, was it different actually feeling him in person as opposed to, you know, what you saw when you watched him on film?
No, I mean, Chase Young's going to be a heck of a player in this league. You know, he's still young, still, you know, the scary thing is that he's going to get extremely better, you know, in years to come. So offensive tackle is pretty scary for guys to play that position. But, you know, I think his hustle just away from the ball, you know, I think it changes the type of player he is. It makes him, you know, a spark plug for the defense. You know, so he's a heck of a player. The edges that they have, they're going to be good for a long time. You know, so that was my synopsis on him.
Trent, Kyle was saying you guys had to win the last 4 to, you know, get to the playoffs. Obviously, you can't do that right now. You're not in a great situation hanging out in Arizona, you know, maybe for the rest of the year. Not that you're going to, you know, pack it in, obviously, but is it going to, you know, take some digging deep and, you know, making sure everyone's on the same page as far as finishing the season?
We definitely got to make sure everybody's on the same page. You know, we won't beat anybody on our schedule giving the ball away like we did, you know, these last few games. So, like I said, we still have a chance. You know, and all we can do is control these last 3 games and try to take them one game at a time and win each one of them and finish at 8-8 and see where that gets us. You know, that's pretty much the only thing we can do at this point, and you know, that's what we're prepared to do.
What can you guys do as an offense throughout the week that will help you eliminate the turnovers on game day?
I mean, you know, that's one of the things that just it takes every player to have complete focus. It's hard to work, you know, protecting the ball in practice because we don't tackle, we don't hit full speed. You know, and that's just one of the things that as a professional, you know, the ball is everything, and without the ball, it's impossible to win, especially when you're just giving it to the defense and allowing them to score points for their offense. So, you know, it's extremely frustrating.
Thanks, Trent.
Appreciate that.